years later, when I come back from France, I didn't know where the fuck I was going, and I landed in that house, not just with that letter from Israeli Regardi, but with that handwritten document from John Wesley, dated 1722. My whole life has been so fucked up, and I've always tried to, and it hadn't been that fucked up. I mean, it's been fucked up. Have no mistake about it. But because my mind's so fucked up, my ego bounced higher, and I thought I was special, you know, and that type of thing, you know. So I made the best out of it. But the bottom line is, I have not had a normal life from the get-go. My life has been fucked up. See, when I went with Gary Tapper, Tapher, to Fresno, California, I went to see a dermatologist because I had a bad case of acne on my back, and the dermatologist said it was heredity. And I said, and and I had no reason not to believe him, except that I had a reason to make to act that I did not believe him, to question him. And I said to him, "Oh no," is the way I did it. "No, no, no. I know my family tree. Blah blah this, blah blah that." He says, "I'm sorry." He says, "What you got is heredity." So I went back and I told Gary, and Gary says, "Hey man," Gary's the one. Gary says, "Didn't you tell me that your parents divorced in 1949? I said, "Yeah, what the fuck you changed the subject for?" He says, "But you were born in 1950. I said, "Yeah." And not only that, Vera, but I was born in late June 1950. So my parents may not have been my regular parents. So I hitchhiked. That's right. Within a week, I took another trip. Oh, and by the way, I was dating Kathy Glicksman. She was a cousin of Luis LaBianca. Luis LaBianca?
Who's that?
I don't want to say.
Oh, who is it?
Because I have nothing to do with that.
Who is it?
The bitch that was killed by Charles Manson. 515 Narcissus Street, Corona del Mar, California.
You were dating her or her?
Her. Her sister was Kathy, and she was Lita. Or wait a minute, I dated with... my girlfriend was Kathy, and Lita was the other one.
Did you know Charles Manson?
Hell no!
Oh.
But I ended up at the compound. Years later.
So you met him?
No, he was dead, long gone, and been into history by then.
But Charles Manson? He's not dead.
He was dead as far as that Bowen's Ranch went. I ended up on Bowen's Ranch, but I didn't plan on going there.
How'd that happen?
I took all my things and put them in a pickup truck and went to see Cameron. I left Kansas City, Missouri eventually.
Yeah, you've had a wild life.
That ain't nothing. Yeah, I know. But as far as I'm concerned, this story of Manson throws you way off balance. Because that was just a fucking visit to the Yosemite, you know? I mean, it was nothing. George Lucas, did I tell you about that? Was over his house. They were freebasing. That's where you had this like a canister, and it shoots out the fire, you know, like a welding torch, and you put it up and you freebase it, and you do crack or you do cocaine somehow. It's called freebasing. This is before they do what they do today, which is to just smoke the crack through tire gauges. But that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. I tell you, so many fucking stories. And every time, whatever story I tell you, I never knew it was happening when it happened. I was just passing through. I never was involved in any of that shit or any of that shit. I just passed through. See, that's why I told you, oh no. That's why I told you about my interpretation of the beast. See, the reason I know about the interpretation, and I know it. I don't believe it, I know it. I know it through experience. And no one ever else, ever else. But I guarantee you, they're all going to start talking about it. They're all going to start talking about it. Every church, every place is going to start talking about it. The more I talk about it, it's going to come out. And they're going to grab a hold of it, and they're going to love it. And they're going to grab it, and they're going to take it. Do you know what I'm talking about? What do you think? It's in Revelation. You know, the Bible, shit, you know, and it says that the number of the beast is 666. Now, you know what that means, don't you? Well, you know what a score is. Okay, a score is 10 years. So, 600, 3 score, what's 3 score? 60 and 6. 666. Got it? Okay. All right. And give me your best interpretation of what anyone has ever told you what they thought. Because everybody had an idea. I've heard the Pope. I've heard credit cards.
Obama.
Yeah, I heard that too. I sure did. And when I heard it, I believed it. Yeah, I sure did. And this comes from me, who's supposed to know everything. So, yeah. I'll tell you. It's the 666th person. See, the word goes like this. Here is wisdom. This is verbatim. This is right out of the Bible. Here is wisdom. Let him that has wisdom count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 666. See, the only reason I figured it out is because I figured out who Damien was. I just backtracked. You know, when you got something, you got to go either this way with it or this way. You got to go future or back. And that's all you got to go with. And I figured it out. The number of the beast is the number of a man. And his number is 300, 600. You don't know the Bible very well, do you?
Well, how do you figure out who the man is by that number?
Well, you don't. But I know I'm not. But I believe it came through my seed. See, you have Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They're called the 4 Gospels. Now, the word gospel means truth. So you have 4 different witnesses, 4 different people that spoke their truth about their life with Jesus, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Right. Now, in Matthew and Luke, they both started their truth by talking about the genealogy. One spoke precisely of the genealogy of Mary. That was Luke. And the other one spoke precisely about the genealogy of Joseph. Joseph, it doesn't start with Joseph. It always ends with Joseph, and it always ends with Mary. It starts out by saying, that's where the word, you ever heard the word begats? Okay. What that means is, what does that mean? You don't know what that means either.
Oh,
You're as
and
dumb
he
as I
came
am.
from him and
Yeah.
from him.
I didn't even know
begat
what the
from
word
him,
begat was. I'm about ready to write a poem. Begat, betat, benat, bebat. You know, I didn't know any idea either. But yeah, that's what it means. It means that this person birthed this person and this person, like Rosemary's Baby. And this person birthed this person and this person, all the way on up. They kept a perfect lineage, a perfect family tree that no American, no Spanish person, or nobody else can compare their family tree to. All the way on up to Joseph. And the other one put it all the way up to Mary, because Mary and Joseph were supposed to be espoused, get married, and then have the baby Jesus. Okay? Now we know there's a story that intrudes with that, and that is that Joseph actually didn't screw Mary. He did. They had 3 sons afterwards, but he became only the father of Jesus because Mary had a visitor called the Holy Ghost. So even with all of his perfect blood lineage, you know what blood lineage means, don't you? No. Well, if you and me were raising pit bulls, you know, we would want perfect bred pit bulls, or horses, or anything. We would want the best of the best to copulate with that one to get a winning runner. Right? You with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand.
All right. Now, why hasn't anyone ever even thought or understood that the devil did the same thing? And that's why I know that he's the 666th person. He's the 666th person to be born. The Antichrist is going to be the 666th birth of his perfect lineage. Now, listen to the verse again. Here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man. And his number is 666. There it is.
So
Bingo!
So how can the devil have a child through all these generations, you're saying?
Well, Jesus did. Jesus kept a lineage of Joseph over here, Mary over here, according to the Bible. I mean, recount the Bible. Recount the devil. I don't care. I'm not here to tell anybody what they should believe or not believe. I'm only telling you, if you're going to friggin' get into it, and I'm not into it, I'm a witness.
How are you going to recount the devil?
What do you mean, recount the devil?
Well, you said it's going to come from him. So, what, did he possess somebody or take form? And
Well, it starts out in the very beginning that Cain killed Abel.
Mm-hmm.
Cain.
Oh, wait, so he got to Cain, you're saying? And
It had to start from Cain.
So it came
only
from
makes
Cain's?
sense. It only makes sense.
But
But
don't you
that's
think-
what I tried to do through the computer. I really did, for a fucking year in marijuana. Sweet your sweets. I tried my desperate to, and my imagination to make the lineage, to pull the lineage out. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it. It's impossible for me to do it. But that does not mean that I don't believe that there are people that know that lineage. And that's why they call them secret organizations.
Yeah.